Hi. I'm not a terrorist or a date merchant. I don't live in a tent or keep my wife zipped up in it all day. And
you see, from the beginning, he's trying to tell you that I am a Muslim, but I don't do that. Now listen, it's mean you are not a Muslim. From the beginning you are a liar. Why? Because it's order in the Quran that your wife have to be jailed at home and no stranger he can see her. It's an order in the Quran to install terror in the heart of the disbeliever. What do you mean you are not a terrorist? It means you are out of Islam. Isn't this your God Allah promises? Surah 3 verse 151. Soon shall we cast terror in the heart of the unbelievers. It's your duty as a Muslim to cast terror in the heart of everyone he is not a believer. And what do you mean you don't put your wife in a tent and you allowed her to go out? This is your Quran, Surah 24 verse number 31. The Muslim women, they have to be jailed in their houses and they have to keep wearing their veils. Do you see it? So when you say I don't make this to my wife, it's mean you are out of Islam. You see how they try to fool you? I am not, I don't have a tent. I don't jail my wife in the tent, and she don't wear a veil, and I don't believe in terror. It's mean you don't believe in Islam at all. You are out of Islam big time. This is how they can fool the Western. Now, a Western teenager or a Western girl, she is young, or those people who know nothing, they will watch this video and see, yeah, he's right. Like, he look nice, okay, he look nice. This is Islam. It's not up to him. He is trying to fool you. The truth will speak. Go and read my reference. The Muslim woman, she have to live inside her veil for the rest of her life. Who is he to say, I don't do that? When you say I am a Muslim, it's mean I believe in Islam, not somebody, I am a Muslim. The Muslim is somebody he believes in Islam, same as the Christian, same as a Jew. When I say I am a Christian, it's mean I believe in what is written in my book. It's I believe in the teaching of my Messiah. When you say you are a Muslim and you don't do jail your wife in a tent and you don't live in a let us continue and see how we can expose their agenda.
For the record, I knew who she was before I married her too.
See, he knew who she was before he did marry her too. Are you allowed in Islam to date a Muslim girl before you marry her? You are out of Islam. We just showed you the verse. Nobody should see a woman except her family or her husband only. If you know your wife before you marry her, it's mean according to Islam, not according to me, she is a whore. She cannot appear to anyone except her father and their husbands and their son. You see it? Read it all. So how you say I am a Muslim and I know my wife before I marry her? It's mean you are not a Muslim. You and your wife, you guys, have nothing to do with Islam. Let us continue on love.
I do know someone named Ahmed, but it's not the guy from your economics class.
Well, Ahmed, the terrorist, is a fact or it's a lie? Is it true that the most people who they are, like let us say, not every Muslim is a terrorist, but every terrorist is a Muslim? Which mean, if a Muslim is like you, Muslim by name, he is not a terrorist, but this guy you are making fun of, he is the real one. He is a real Muslim. Who are you? You are just a guy who carry the name. You don't belong to Islam. You have nothing to do with Islam. Don't call yourself a Muslim. You are a hypocrite.
So, stop asking. Falafel actually is not my favorite type of...
Nobody will make fun of food except Muslims making fun of him themselves. And by the way, this is not his favorite type, but this is the best food you can eat ever. And this is not an Arab or a Muslim food. Falafel is an old food made by the old Christians, the ancient Aramaic, who live in the Middle East. And this is the best food ever you can eat, made in there. Nothing wrong with it. But the funny that a Muslim, he is allowed to drink the camel pee, he is allowed to eat a fly, but he is not allowed to eat pork. Chocolate in Islam is forbidden. Why? Because pork is involved in making it. Actually, pork is involved in everything. To show you how hypocrite those Muslims are, lipstick have pork, insulin have pork. 90% of the insulin of the world have pork. I challenge Muslims to stop using insulin. Hypocrites. Let us continue.
Food. I don't know how to even tie a turban, and I've never worked at a gas station or driven a taxi cab. And I don't think you're an infidel either.
Really? It means you are not a Muslim. You don't think we are an infidel? So are you saying to us the Quran is a book of lies? Thank you very much. He just said that we are not infidels, which means he rejected Allah teaching. Let us show you Allah teaching, saying that we are infidels. Surah 5, chapter number 5, verse number 73. Do you see it? We are kuffar, those who say that there is Jesus, the Son and the Father and the Holy Spirit. It's in the front of you. So this goes for the Christian, and there is many verses goes for everyone else, like the Hindus, the Buddhists, anyone else. Anyone who don't believe in Allah is a kuffar. Since when you Muslims don't think that we are infidel, I will tell you since when. Since you left Islam. So don't say I am a Muslim. You are not. If this is what you are saying, and this is true, that you are really out of Islam. I mean, you are really, you don't believe we are infidels. It means you are out of Islam, because you just rejected the teaching of your God, who is saying clearly, every one of those Christians who believe in the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit is a kuffar. And this goes for anyone else, because Islam only approve two faith, Jewish and the Christian. So if you are out of them, you are a kuffar too. But anyway, even approving them, they are kuffar. Even the one is approved are kuffar. So imagine the one is not approved. So you see how they fool you? Let us continue.
I believe in peace. I believe in people.
What he believe in? Did he say peace? Since when you Muslims you believe in peace? Since Allah he says, fight those who believe not in Allah nor the last days, until you force them from the people of the book. He want to kill the Christians and the Jewish, until you force them to pay Jizyah with willing and submission and subdued with humiliation. You believe in peace? Is that right? Your prophet, he said, when you see a Christian in the street, insult him and humiliate him and force him to the most narrow road. You wanna fool who, Muslims? This is Surah 9 verse 29, and this is the explanation of your prophet according to Ibn Kathir. Your prophet, he said, read with me, because the Christians paying Jizyah is a sign of kufr and disgrace, and you just said you don't consider us as a kuffar. When you see a Christians, look at this. The Prophet said, paying the Jizyah is a sign of disgrace and humiliation, and the Muslims have to humiliate. The Prophet said, listen to this, don't initiate the salam to the Jew and the Christian if you meet them in any of the road. Force them to the most narrowest alley. This is why the leader, Umar ibn al-Khattab, when he went and occupied Jerusalem, he tortured the Christians. He forced them to walk without shoes, order him to shave their hair, order him to carry, if you want to wear a cross, the cross have to be in your weight. Imagine you are walking in the street carrying a cross in your weight, and you are telling me we don't consider you a kafir and we believe in peace? Since when? Is that peace? Just because you took over the city where the Christians live, you are going to humiliate them and insult them, and you are not even allowed to say hello. And not only that, you will force them to go and walk in the narrowest alley. Many in here do not know what narrowest alley. At all days, there is like a sewer line, open sewer line in the street. So the Christian, if there is a Muslim walking by, the Christian have to go inside the sewer line and walk. The sewer line is like 3 foot deep. So because you are a Christian or a Jew, you have to go down in the sewer line and walk there, because you are not allowed to walk in the same road if there is a Muslim walking by. You are insulting him. This is how the Muslims are nice. But what we see today is a new versions of Muslims. Those are Muslims who have long hair t-shirt and jeans, and he don't consider us as a kuffar.
All different religions and beliefs living together in harmony, like the early Islamic Arab.
The early Islamic Arab, they did live together with the Christians in harmony. And he will mention to you like where?
Ottoman and Spanish empires.
Spanish Empire? Isn't it true that the Muslims occupied that? Did the Spanish invite you there? What kind of harmony in there? You went there, you occupied their land, and you took their women as slaves, and you forced them to pay the Jizyah with humiliation. According to your prophet, what he said, I just showed you. When you see them, you have to humiliate them, and this is harmony? So follow with us, guys. I will make a part number 2 after this video to expose and finish this video in here. Jesus is Lord, Islam is false. Ameen.